Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the August 18th meeting of the Trustees of Trust Funds of the Town of Merrimack. First order of business is introductions. I'm Chris Christensen, Chairman. To my right is,
Bill Wilkes, trustee.
everybody got their microphones on? To my left.
Liz Petrides, trustee.
And Tom Boland, Finance Director.
And in the audience, we have John is the president of the trustees of Last Rest Cemetery. Is that a correct title?
Yeah, Board of Directors and President of the Last Rest Cemetery.
Okay, next on the list is minutes from June 16th. Do we have a motion?
I motion we accept the minutes of June 16th, 2023 as submitted.
I'll second that.
Any discussion, changes, corrections? Seeing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0-0. Next on the agenda is John Hall. Step right up here, have a seat, turn on the microphone. You get a little green light at the base of the microphone when it's on.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is more or less just an introduction to me as president of the Last Rest Cemetery. And I know our dealings are probably limited to our annual request to
John,
Pull the
could you
mic
just
a little
pull that
closer
mic
to you.
bring that a little closer.
Yes, please.
How's that? A little better?
Yes.
Okay, we have our annual get together, a presentation of requests for funds that we draw from the old portion of the cemetery, revenues for that purpose. But that's not why I'm here. I'm just here to introduce myself, and I'm part of my individual responsibility to myself and the cemetery this year is to kind of review how we run our affairs and whatnot to make sure that we're doing financially the best things for the Last Rest Cemetery, all right? Especially with some of the things that are going on federally and investment-wise and everything. We don't want to get caught blindsided, and we want to secure what we have, at least for the time being. So I know we have reached out to Cambridge Investments via a phone number that I was given, and I did not get a response to date. Right, and it's basically either a sit-down or a verbal type discussion as to, would you care to review our current status and make any recommendations, whether it's them or whatever, just to see any voids that may be in there relative to the non-flexibility of the stock market, different things, whether we want to be in that type of fund or whatever. So that's what we're currently doing. And as a group, the past president, the president before him, myself, we're doing some investigating to see if the way we're running the financial side of the cemetery correctly or as the best we can. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you a little history of that. I'm a lifetime resident of Merrimack, born and raised here, Merrimack schools, Boy Scouts, member of the Merrimack Fire Department prior to the full service department. Served on a few committees like Horse Hill, served on the Horse Hill Committee because I'm an outdoorsman, and briefly wherever I could. I think I mentioned Boy Scouts. So that's pretty much it. And I just wanted a facial recognition type of thing because I may be back at some point, but I don't see any issues at this point. But anything anybody can contribute, especially reference, if somebody, like with the Cambridge thing is, geez, somebody from Last Rest called but didn't get a response. We'd really almost like a sit-down type of thing. Say, this is where we're at. Can you give us any advice, or should we be with you or somebody else? Should we be in cash, or, you know what I mean? Just questions that I'll feel better about down the road that I didn't overlook.
Sure.
You know what I mean, all right, that's pretty much it. Now you know what I look like, and I live next door.
Well, let me give you a couple of pieces of background information. The title they give Cambridge Trust gives is relationship manager. So Lisa Torrenjo is our relationship manager. She tried to call you
You did?
and didn't get through. And I'll say also, I tried to call you once and didn't get through. We got email back and forth, but phone didn't connect.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Now, I did leave voicemail, so it's connecting to that extent, but she has tried to reach you, because we're talking about today's agenda. We work pretty closely with them. We've been with Cambridge Trust for 10 years as of last December. So we're pretty happy with them. We've got a fairly sizable portfolio, so they give us good treatment and reasonable rates, cheaper than if we were doing mutual funds. And they do a lot of reports for us as well. So I think we speak highly of them, and I think Lisa would probably be the person you would be
Yeah,
in touch with for first contact.
very good. Appreciate that.
For our portfolios, we have a lot of capital reserve funds for the town, the school district, and the MVD. And those are all in government securities required by law. CDs, guaranteed type things. We're making 2% on those, 2.5% right now. But we also have about $7 million in what we refer to as common funds, which is where your perpetual care funds are invested. And that's about 30% fixed income, bonds and related things like that, CDs, what have you. And then the other 70% is a scattering or a diversification is a better word, of public investments, stocks. And that's all done very well by us. It's a pretty conservative group of stocks. Everything we invest in is a dividend-paying stock, and those have been paying better than up until the last year or so, paying better dividends than CDs were. If we're getting 3% on a stock and CDs were paying 0.5%, that made our portfolio look pretty good. So
Those total funds are shown in the report, the annual report at some point. Are they in there?
yes,
Yeah, it's listed in there somewhere. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so we will continue to submit our paperwork as we've done in the past to the group and go from there. We send you like a bill each year with the amount that we want to draw for that
Right,
fund
because
for
we-
that time period.
yeah, because these things are all individual accounts, like 280 individual accounts for each gravesite.
Right.
And of course, as you well know,
Yeah,
the money
pretty
is,
deep-
is
yeah,
for
pretty-
that gravesite, not
Pretty
for,
detailed and pretty confusing. Whereas, we have our own setup for new lot sales, and that's basically what, we collect that at the time of the sale of the individual lot. So we think we got a handle on our end, and I just personally, because of my current position, I wanted to meet you and, just say, okay, here I am, and you got to, you can look at my face at least for the next X number of months. So if you had any questions,
anybody else have anything they
I
want
invite
to add?
Do we have your correct phone number? Or do you have a cell phone and a landline?
I think you have both, but I think I had one brief discussion with her, but I have a home landline, and I have a cell phone, and I have a email address. So and I think I gave them all to her. And again, it's not critical at this point, it's just something, it's another opinion, and we were gonna welcome a visit there or with us and look at our structure and see if they had any advice to make it a little more, put a little more concrete into it and lessen the variables. And then other parties of the board were reaching out and looking at other possibilities also at the same time, because we need to be focused and educated on whether we can do a better job than we're currently doing.
As I mentioned, we've been with Cambridge Trust for about 10 years. When we started up with them, we sent out requests for proposals to 15, 18 different companies. And we got proposals from most of them. And some of them were pretty strange, to be honest with you. They didn't want to do the paperwork that we needed for the state, or they wanted to charge an extra $4,500 to
Right.
fill out a report and some other stuff. But Cambridge Trust kind of came through at the top, so.
Do you have any specific concerns? You kind of allude to like, you know, that you're wondering about different things. Is there any specific
So our
concerns?
financial group is, we're working and investigating other methods or other institutions that might better serve us.
So you're considering taking the funds yourself and investing them, or is that what you're saying?
Oh, we have funds invested now, but we don't like the outcome. We think there's something better out there with more concrete in it to hold it in case there was another a decline at the federal level where we saw some major stock changes where the total value. I look at the value once a week or just to see where the trend is. And if I keep seeing this, then I bring it to the board. We talk regularly, if not weekly, sometimes daily, as to what's going on and do we want to do some reviews. And the general consensus is that we're on it.
Are your
We're on
other
it with our
funds,
key people.
are your other funds invested in equities, or are they in fixed income?
There's some fixed and the others are variables that do float with, with the stock market. Not individual stocks, but funds.
Mutual
And
funds?
there's been some fantastic periods and there's been some non-so-fantastic periods. So we're going to try to
Isn't that the
smooth
truth?
that out, right? And see what's available. And like you said, the CDs are out there. There's other mechanics that are short-term from the financial institutions, but then you got to watch them because they might only be 6 or 12 months, and you got to look at something else and roll it. And there's some pretty decent stuff out there if you want to, the committee or the group wants to stay on it and watch it every 6 to 12 months and move it type of thing. So I think we're in pretty good shape. We have a good staff. We have a permanent, full-time secretary treasurer, part-time, full-time, whatever, based on a contract. And that's the only paid employee. But you got to have that. You have to have that foundation to keep an eye on it, things on a day-to-day basis. So we feel pretty good about that. The cemetery has made arrangements for expansion and whatnot. If you go over, you'll see some of the open spaces. We do control the rules and regulations, which are difficult, but things are going relatively well. I just wanted to understand the other financial injection that we get from the other side, and I realize that's grave by grave. Too bad it's that way, but it is what it is, as they say, right? So, been nice meeting you all, and feel free to call me if you have any questions. Kind of go from there. All right?
Thank you.
I can email you
Pardon
some
me?
of our annual reports. They just came out a couple of days ago.
Right, right.
Show you what we hold and the
Right.
yields and so forth. We focus on income. If there's two sides to our ledger. I'm going to call it the left side, which is the principal, and then the other side is the income, and they don't cross back and forth. So if we want to spend something for perpetual care, it can only come from the income side. So we're income driven, and most of our holdings focus on strong interest or consistent dividends, and we don't worry too much about the gross value of the portfolio as long as the income is still there. So, and that's worked well for us.
Yeah.
But you have different needs than we might. Liz, do you have anything? Tom?
Nope, thank you.
All set?
Well, nice to meet you. Who else is on your board? Tom Gibson is, right?
No, Tom Gibson dropped out. Lenny Worcester is a name that you guys, guys and gals all know. He's been fairly active in the town committees and whatnot. Chip Keller, well-known, right?
Paul,
One, Chip Keller,
no, is Paul McCallie on it?
Paul McCally's on the group, right? We thought it would be a good figure to have on with us. And the fellow that heads up the waterworks is on our committee. We have a couple of gals. I can't, list everybody that's on there now.
Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, we have what I feel is a real good mix of people from the community. And people have asked to be on, and once there's an opening, we review that. Otherwise, we've asked people to join that would have good input and strength to the group. And I think our biggest concern really now is finances and the state of the federal government and where that's going. And we want to be super conservative,
Sure.
and yet we don't want to just put everything in a savings account type of thing. And we seem to have that now. We're a little concerned. We're probably going to make some moves after we evaluate the whole thing. So we're in an informational gathering mode, and that's what I'll report, back to them and so on and so forth. So that's it. Wish us well.
Yes. Good luck.
Very good.
Thank you.
Nice to have you come in, John.
Very good. Have a great day.
Yep,
You
thank
too.
you.
Next item under portfolio review, annual reports. I think I emailed them all to you. There, half a dozen different reports, common funds and the MVD and all the other groups that we hold for, and they're each 20 or 25 pages. So I didn't print any of them, but if you want to print them, you're welcome to. Otherwise, they're there and they're I went through them myself. I'm sure you guys did as well. The only thing I found of any, not inconsequence, was on some of the cemeteries, the date of creation of the fund had some weird numbers. So when we get down to the Atwoods near the top, the fund was created January 1st, 8767. And similar dates going down the column. Someplace there was I don't know what happened. Lisa's fixing that, and so that you'll see that perhaps come out as a second report. But as far as the dollar numbers are concerned, I skimmed through and looked at the comparisons, and everything seemed to be in order. I don't know if you have comments.
I mean, I briefly looked at them. I didn't probably look at them line item by line item like you did, but I didn't see anything that jumped out at me.
I always look at the cemetery things because there's so many small accounts that they have to kind of match. If there's going to be a typo, that's where it is. Tom, you have anything that you?
No, I
picked up on?
did. I did review them somewhat briefly, but yeah, the numbers all looked like they were in the right spots, so all looked okay to me.
So what we need to do is go online to the state portal and approve those. So having received the hard copies, if somebody wants to make a motion to authorize approval, I will go ahead and do that online.
Do we need to wait until we get the corrected?
No, the date of creation of those things is not
Okay,
relevant to the state's more interested in
the amounts.
the dollars.
I'll make a motion to approve or submit the annual reports to the state as well, how do we say this?
With the corrections of
Well,
date
not with the
correction.
as reported, I guess.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, 3-0-0. Scholarship funds. I put that in there just as almost an informational kind of thing. The Lego League Fund has been integrated over the years with the Watson scholarships. Unfortunately, during COVID, the Lego League programs did not get run. Now, a couple of years ago, we gave them $1,000 Lego. We gave the Lego League $1,000, and we needed 1,200, so we gave another 200 or whatever the fill-in amount was from one of our other funds to fully fund it. But the last 2 years, we've collected, or Watsons have given us $1,000, and we have that money kind of merged into the regular scholarship funds. And I'm thinking that we might want to break that out and keep it as a separate account until we can be sure that the school is running that. And I've been in touch with the school district, and they've done their two-step or quick step shuffle or whatever they do over there, and plan to run it again this fall. But we don't know that for sure. So I'm just curious if anybody had any thoughts about separating those things out. It'll mean we only have a couple $1,000s in one separate account, but it'll be easier for accounting for those things.
I mean, I think we should keep it separate, and if we can get that program going again, we'll know, you know, how much money we have available for it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
If at some point doesn't look like it's gonna get traction, then we can make a move to put it back into a different account.
Okay. And putting back into a separate account or back into the main account, you may recall, Liz won't recall, in 2018, I think it was, we took some money from the income side of the scholarship funds, moved it into principal for better growth. We've now had 5 years of some improved growth, and for accounting purposes, I looked at maybe we should just move that back so those funds are better identified. If there's any objection to that, then let me know. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and straighten that out again.
No objection on my end.
I think it was about 7,500 that we moved, Liz.
Okay.
Because the income side of the scholarship funds was pretty small and not making much headway.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Excuse me. Okay, the investment policy, we talked about it in June. I've got hard copies here of you.
Yep.
If we're all okay with it, then we need to sign it and a motion to approve.
Do we have to sign first or motion first?
Either one. Do we have a motion?
I motion we improve the investment policy for the 2024, 2023, 2024
Yeah, okay.
I'll second that.
period.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, 3-0-0. Okay, correspondence. I've had requests from, I think we'll do these individually, but we need a motion on each one. From the MVD for $66,649.09. From the Equipment and Facilities Fund for WTP, well, that's Water Treatment Plant, for wells 4 and 5. We have a motion to approve and disperse.
I motion we approve and disperse $66,649.09 from the Equipment and Facilities Fund for the water treatment plants 4 and 5.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
300. The MVD has requested 89,976 from the Equipment and Facilities Fund for trucks. This is part of their budget.
I motion we approve the request for $89,976 from the Equipment and Facilities Fund for trucks as budgeted.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 300. The library has requested $4,000 from the Patterson, Lawrence, and Carroll Fund.
Motion to approve the request of $4,000 from the Patterson Lawrence Carroll Trust for the library.
Seconded.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 300. $2,000 from the Roxanne Lawrence Trust for the library.
Motion to approve $2,000 from the Roxanne Lawrence Trust for the library.
Seconded.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
You're getting ahead of me. 300. Thank you. And $1,000 from the Quimby Trust
And what is that for? Or for who?
for the library.
I motion to approve $1,000 from the Quimby Trust for the library.
Seconded.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
300. Morningstar renewal. We're at the end of our subscription. I gave you each a recent copy. Do we want to continue that? I enjoy it. I think it's worthwhile for my background purposes for
Yeah.
the types of investing we do here, but
I'd like to continue, please.
I'm good with continuing.
by consensus. Who is purchasing now, Tom?
Kelly Baluzzi is the purchasing agent.
So she doesn't get surprised. The letter I got from them says, we're renewing it on your credit card without further notice, if that's okay. So I will talk to Kelly, or maybe you'll talk to her and just.
Yeah, I can mention it
I
to
would
her.
hope that the town credit card isn't set up for automatic renewals, but I don't know how to manage that from you guys.
Chances are the credit card that they have on file is not valid anymore. We've
that
changed our credit cards within the past year. So if they do attempt to auto renew, it probably will reject, and we'll have to contact them with an updated credit card information, which we can do. I'll mention that to Kelly.
Okay, and I have a letter from her that from them that I will send to Kelly, and that has the other information on it.
Okay.
Next meetings. It says here September 22nd. Is that good for everybody?
Yes.
The 22nd's fine for me. I think, was there mention of an October meeting though?
October
That's the
20th.
next line. You're gonna be in Greece, right?
Yeah, I will not be here, and I probably wouldn't be able to do it remotely that easily. So we have to pick
You'd be
an
up in the
alternate.
middle of the night. Do you want to do it the
It would have to be,
previous week?
it would have to be that week for me.
So that would be the 13th.
Okay.
Anybody get a calendar? Is that a holiday? No, it's a Friday.
Shouldn't be.
Holidays are on Mondays. So October 13th? Does that meet with everybody's approval?
I'm fine with that.
Do we know who's going to support us after your retirement?
We do not. That'll be up to my successor, who just got confirmed last night
I
by
saw that,
the
yep.
town council. Adam Britton is going to be the new finance director. It will certainly be my recommendation to him that either he or Xenia Simpson, who's the town treasurer, continue to participate and support this group. I just don't know which way he's gonna decide to go with that.
Okay.
Is he, Adam, a new employee to the town?
He is.
And where does he come from?
He comes from Texas. Grew up in Texas, went to school in Texas, started his career in Texas. He's a certified public accountant. He's worked in a number of different industries, but has not worked in the world of municipal finance in the past. So he will have a bit of a learning curve to kind of get immersed in the municipal world, but he's a smart, capable guy, and I'm sure he'll assimilate well. He's worked in the energy industries. He worked as an auditor for a period of time. He's worked for some small businesses after he moved up here to New Hampshire. He's been here for probably the past 5 to 10 years.
Britain as in Britain?
No, Britten.
Okay, anything else that we need to talk about that isn't on the agenda?
I mean, I just want to thank Tom,
Oh, that's the next item, yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
all of his service to us. He's been great and always willing to help and thorough and positive. So I want to thank Tom for all of.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys allowing me to participate. Certainly helps to know what's going on with the funds, and I've learned a lot and enjoyed every minute of it.
Pass that down if you would.
Yeah.
Small thank
All
you
right.
for your time over, it's been 12, 14 years?
It's been 10 at least, but yeah, something like that. Some golf balls, very appropriate. And that's my brand too. I like that. Very good. Thank you very much.
Not that you lose any.
Yeah. I keep
Well,
a
you know,
pretty
I
good
wondered
supply.
about that. Also in there are some tees,
Ah,
and they sell tees by the thousands, I think.
yeah.
And I thought, you know, the tee never goes anyplace. You only need one. Golf balls, you hit into the woods, you can't find them, or the pond.
Well, if you hit a ball badly enough, you can damage even a plastic indestructible tee. I've heard that that's possible.
Never happened to you, right?
No.
No.
Well, good luck to you, Tom.
We'll miss
Thank
you.
you very much.
And you can think of us when you bash those things crazy. So that brings us to the end of the agenda. There being no further business, I will call us into adjournment at 9:35.
Very good.